Virginia schools to no longer teach falsehoods. This is the Alligator News Roundup. Thanks for joining today. Plus, woman dies accidentally rope jumping without a rope. New York Knicks fans celebrate by burning their city and attacking NYPD horses. California teaches Native Americans how to build a fire. Here we go.
Number 4. CBS News. Virginia passes legislation prohibiting schools from teaching falsehoods about January 6th riot.
Virginia, the birthplace of that freedom of speech thing, has taken a bold step forward in truth-telling. No longer will public schools in the Old Dominion suffer wayward teachers who suggest lies to their students. The point is to enable children to grow up with a proper understanding of 21st century America. They will accomplish this by ensuring that children only hear the truth from school authority figures rather than lies. If you suspect this is about the J6 Capitol invasion, you would be right. Virginia's legislation, approved by the General Assembly and signed by Governor Spanberger, insisted that school instruction must, quote, not describe, portray, or present as credible a description or portrayal of the actions precipitating or involved in the events of the January 6, 2021 insurrection as peaceful protest, unquote. The bill does not require that J6 be taught. It only dictates what should be said about J6 if it is taught. Or maybe more to the point, what should not be said. It must not be said that the event was peaceful. It must not be said that there was any election fraud. The state of New York is considering similar legislation. I have not heard of others, but I'd be surprised if a dozen other states didn't follow suit. At last, we now have a definitive position for upcoming generations, and it is a position that criminalizes opposition thought. Exactly what the Declaration was about, right?
Number 3. The Telegraph. Rope jumper falls to her death after staff forget to attach safety cord.
Her death was as unfortunate as it was unnecessary. An energetic and fun-loving 20-year-old Maria Eduarda Rodriguez de Freitas asked to be launched in a Superman pose, arms extended, legs straight behind her for the rope jump. Sadly, she will not live to be 22. Rope jumping, unlike bungee jumping, uses a line that is solid rather than elastic. When launched from the bridge, the participant is to swing like a pendulum. That would only be true when the rope is actually attached to the harness, of course. In the case of the unfortunate Ms. de Freitas, workers in Sao Paulo neglected to do so. The staff who carried Maria to the edge and tossed her out were apparently operating the rope jump business without authorization, which helps explain why they were subsequently arrested for manslaughter, murder, whatever. The unused 130-foot-high railroad trestle from which Maria was launched is unfortunately known as Skeleton Bridge, maybe more so now. Maria's fiance was in attendance and got to witness the event firsthand. It's a good argument for video games.
Number 2. CNN. A night of raw emotion and chaos. 63 arrested as Knicks fans celebrate NBA championship.
After 50 years of failing to win an NBA championship, New York Knicks fans deserve to engage in some celebration after their team defeated the San Antonio Spurs at San Antonio. The well-deserved joyful partying in New York City included setting buses on fire, bashing the windows of police cars, shootings, and stompings. There were dozens of arrests. Police officers were injured, requiring treatment. NYPD mobilized the cavalry. Horse-mounted units armed with shields for officers and eye protection for the horses pushed crowds back in Times Square and Madison Square Garden. All in all, it was a fun time in the Big Apple. These people really know how to celebrate.
Number 1. City Journal California teaches Native Americans how to light a fire.
On a much more serious cultural note, California has taken the lead to help their Native American population preserve their close kinship with plants and animals, their natural relatives. The help is in the form of $24 million made available through the Department of Forestry and Fire Protection, as well as other nonprofits. Tribal groups are funded to employ traditional fire techniques to clear brush from the landscape. As far as the purpose of the funds, that's about the extent of what the article says. As to why this is important for the Native American population, that is much more clear. California has long embraced state-sanctioned genocide and has implemented deliberate policies to dispossess that population from their rightful land. The funding for these burn the brush programs is a step toward restoring leadership to California Native American tribes. While the notion of restoring leadership is a little fuzzy here, the cash is pretty well understood. Given that worthwhile aim, I'm not sure $24 million is enough. But mostly, I'm interested in the tiny note that says, as well as other nonprofits. Who exactly might those be? And what's their cut of the pie? And do they need a consultant to help guide them via remote work? And what would that pay? And thanks for joining the Alligator News Roundup for Friday, June 19, 2026. Yes, my hip is recovering well from surgery. Thank you for asking. I am more or less ambulatory and looking forward to a house full of kids and grandkids for Father's Day weekend. I wonder if there is still space available for one at the Holiday Inn. Have a good weekend.
Thanks for joining us for all the news you might have missed. A lot goes on in the world today, and it pays to stay informed. Join us again next week for more insightful observations that likely say what you were thinking anyway.